Hi everyone, this video is just the first part of some team training that I'm putting together for the team that I'm currently working with in my business, and I'm taking it right back to the very beginning and starting off just with some Facebook profile basics. I think everybody starts off with Facebook when you're promoting on social media. It's certainly the most commonly used platform at the moment. So most of my training will be based around Facebook, although I will be doing training on some other platforms as well in time. But for the moment, like I say, it's forming a part of a series of training for my team, but I'm obviously happy to share that with anyone else that will find it valuable. So, first step then is if you want to start promoting a business on Facebook, there are obviously lots of different ways to do that. But first and foremost, you need a profile page. I personally have two profile pages, one which is purely for friends and family, and the other one is it's also about me, but it's the one where I post about my business success, etc. So that's the one I'm looking at today. So although it's still a personal profile, it's the one where I post about my business for the most part, and I just keep the other one separate for pure personal use only. So what you want, the first thing you see when you look at a profile are the photographs. This one in particular is the most important, your actual profile picture, because that's the one that people will see when they see your name in news feeds, when they see your posts on other people's walls, etc. This is the one that they'll spot. So this is really important to have this one set to be you. So it's obvious who you are. My husband happens to be in mine as well, but yeah, it's quite definitely me. I change that from time to time depending on different things that's going on in my life, but I try and make them fun, but obviously relatively sensible so that it still remains quite professional. So that's key. You must make this picture of you. I don't accept friends that have anything other than a picture of themselves. And yes, okay, you don't always know that it's definitely them, but if it's obviously not them, i.e. it's a cartoon character or it's a picture of their dog or it's a motivational quote or something like that, I don't accept them because I want to see who I'm communicating with. So if I do that with other people will do that to me. So if I don't have something that's relatable to me as a person, then chances are they're not going to communicate with me on this platform. So that's a very important one. And then the big banner picture at the back, that can be almost anything, I would guess, but you still want it to be relevant to you or to your business or to your audience, something interesting. So at the moment, I'm doing a challenge for Macmillan Cancer, and I just want people to be aware that I'm doing that. So it's not of me, but it's something that I'm involved in. So it's still relatable to me as a person. So this one can be a little bit more about your personality or about what type of business you're involved in. I would never use the company name or actual product pictures, etc., because it's your profile page at the end of the day, not the business's. So whilst you are promoting a business, you don't want it to look like that page belongs to the business. So I think they're both quite key. Then we move down into the actual content of your profile page. Now, I would say 70% of my posts are business related. I'm not selling products, I'm not asking to recruit people. They're just generic posts about either how well I'm doing in my business, like I received my promotional rank certificates the other day, so I posted about them. So it's a business post, but I'm not saying, hey, come join me at this awesome business. It's very much about me and my achievements. You can also post about achievements of your teammates or your other people that you know in the business. Just share stories on your profile. That it really is, it's a storyboard, if you can think of it in that way, rather than trying to advertise on your profile. It should be about you, your journey, your progress, but also the progress of your team and other people that are involved with you. So that's what I would say about content. So I wouldn't necessarily post about an actual product on here. Like I say, I'm not trying to sell to people through this page. I just want people to know how happy I am in the business and how well it's doing in general. So it should be relatable content. So people, people obviously know what I do. They might not know specifically, although from this picture they can see the company logo if they look hard enough. But it's very much about me. I want people to get to know me as a person as best you can through social media, and it all relates to me and things that interest me. I sometimes will do a motivational post. I'll sometimes post something funny, but I don't often do that, to be honest. It's just every now and again if something catches my eye. But for the most part, it's just my story, and yours should really just be the same. With regards to posting, remember some etiquette, general rules of etiquette, guys. I would always be professional, be polite, try and write in proper English. I'm not a fan of people who use abbreviated words and sort of text speak, if you like. I find it extremely unprofessional, and it really puts me off communicating with somebody if that's how they promote themselves. So I like to be professional at all times, a little bit light-hearted as well, so it's not all serious. But I do my best to always have my spelling and grammar correct, that things are worded appropriately. I never swear on my profile, so I really wouldn't recommend you do that either. And in fact, I've unfriended people because of certain posts that they've put onto their profile page, whether they be abusive or offensive, or just in any way that's not happy and positive, quite honestly. So I'm always trying to be positive as well. You'll very rarely see anything negative on my profile, much less so nowadays as well, because I'm much more conscious of trying to be positive. So feel free to have a look through my profile page for some ideas of what I do, and some suggestions for things to post on your own page as well. But yeah, always keep it about you. Okay, so once you've got a few posts, you'll want to start building up your friends list as well. That's obviously key when you're network marketing, because you need people to network with. So my friends list at the moment is 4,926, and there's a 5,000 person limit on a friends list. So I'm always reviewing that, and unfortunately having to remove people from my friends list for various reasons. I go through certain criteria, but I can go into that later. But I like to keep this just above 4,900, so it gives me scope to add new people all the time. I don't really want to get to the point where I've hit 5,000 and I physically can't add any more people. But the other option is to follow people, which I will also do on a separate topic about finding leads and how to follow people and add them to your friends list. So keep watching for that. But in the meantime, once you have your friends list, unfortunately, you'll obviously see some of my friends here, but unfortunately some people in this industry like to steal people from other people. And they can't be bothered finding their own friends. So if they're friends with you and they see you've got a lot of friends, they're going to go and steal them from you and possibly try networking with them and potentially stealing them as a lead. So you really don't want to lose anybody. If you've gone to the effort of finding friends and contacts and somebody else comes along and beats you to it and gets them into their business instead of you, that's not going to help you any. So what I would suggest is, if you click on this little icon here, the pencil, it's like a settings button. It comes up with manage at the top there. If you click on that, and then it gives you edit privacy. And I would recommend that you change all of these settings to only me. That way your friends list should be hidden from anybody else that comes to your page. They'll obviously see posts on your wall by other people. You can set those to be visible to certain people as well, but it's a bit more complicated to do that. But what you don't want is them just going into your friends list and randomly messaging everyone in there and trying to steal them. So I make all these private, everyone. You have multiple options. You can obviously choose whichever you prefer, but I certainly recommend only me, and that way there's no chance that anybody's going to steal them from you. Okay, so that's a very easy fix. And then we have some other general settings as well in your profile. So if you click on the three dots here, which is the main menu for your profile, and if you go to timeline settings, and it takes you straight into your overall settings area, specifically to timeline and tagging. So there's lots of different things you can do in here. I won't run through them all in detail, but they're all fairly self-explanatory anyway. So who can add things to your timeline? If you don't want anybody else to post on your timeline, you can change this to be only me, or you can change it to be public if you're happy for anybody to post. Personally, I don't want everybody posting on my page because it's my page. I don't want people to be confused if they start seeing other businesses there or other things that I'm not involved in at all. So I'll allow my friends to post, but not the general public. And also I've set it so that I review all posts. If somebody's tagged me in something, I get a notification first, and I can choose to let that be shown on my profile or not. So I would recommend you do that as well, because lots of people just do random tags of things that, again, you're not interested in and aren't relevant to you. So it just keeps a bit of control over what's actually displayed on your profile. Then you've got a section for who can actually see things on your timeline. So you can review what people can see, so that's different types of posts. You can see who sees the posts that you've been tagged in, and I keep that to everyone because I've already got the control to restrict tagged posts appearing in the first place. If I'm allowing them, then I'm obviously happy to be tagged, so therefore I'm happy for everyone to see them. But each of these options has an edit button at the side here, so you can just go in and change these to whatever you prefer. And then who can see what other people post on my timeline? Almost the same as this one here. If I've allowed it to be on my timeline in the first place, I'm happy for people to see it, so there's no point restricting that any further. But if you didn't have this setting on here, you might want to review who sees certain things in this section. And then how can I manage tags people add and tagging suggestions? So review tags that people add to your posts before they actually appear on Facebook. I've not bothered with that because, again, I've got this setting here. But you might want to put that on because even though if they've tagged you and you don't put it on your profile, it's still out there in Facebook world somewhere. So if you don't want people to see that at all, then you would just change that. And when you're tagged in a post, who do you want to add to the audience if they aren't already in it? So that's, i.e., you can add people in to that post, and I would only ever add in my own friends. And then who sees tag suggestions, and that one's unavailable because I've got this switched to off. So it's just a few other things to keep your privacy on your own timeline and keep it secure so that you're fully in control of what actually appears on your timeline. And that's really it, guys. That's the basics for your profile page. We'll go through other sections of Facebook in due course, but if you have any questions, as always, just please drop me a message or comment after this post. And yeah, hopefully see you soon. Bye.